I'm not going to show you cutting every single piece or anything, but 16 1/4 I got. I flipped this around, so now I got my good edge over here. 16 1/4. Double check that, yeah. Get my chalk line out. So I just take a little bit of the chalk off because I got a full line of chalk. Okay. Snap it. And normally I'll take some long 2x4s or something like that to cut it with. I don't have any long 2x4s yet, I just have these scraps. And I can put one there. I've got a couple more I gotta get. So when I cut this off, I don't want it to just rip off. See, these were the pieces that I saved. Probably should put one in here because this bows down too far. I don't want to hit the concrete, the rocks, right? And I'm going to take my saw and adjust it. So, see, I don't want to cut it too deep, so I'm just loosening the guard or the plate here, and I want it flush, and then I'm just going to push up a little bit on it, get it so I know the blade's going to go all the way through it, and tighten it down. There. You don't want your blade sticking way too far below your plywood, because you could have a tendency of it backing up on you as you're cutting it and that kind of thing, okay? Make sure you have your goggles on, and you don't necessarily have to have a mask on or anything. Happened there? Oh, I was just going to tell you, if you use a piece of wood, make sure there's no nails in it, and there's some nails in this one. Damn it, nabbit. Last thing I want to do is dull my blade. Shoot. The blade's okay. I just barely hit that nail, and I've got carbide tip on there, carbide tip teeth, and so it's okay. All right. That's a nice straight piece because I use that chalk line. You see there? Now I can formalize a game plan from here. I gotta run up there and get my measurements again and see what we can do with this piece. That was 68 and 56, and this has two sides to it. This is the smooth side, this is the rough side. Does it really matter which side at this point? Well, when they install this initially, you have this side facing out, okay? And so if I want that side facing out, it's gonna be like that, right? And this is gonna be on the inside of that wall. So 68 and 56. Just going to get some marks on here. 68. And 56. And that's not necessarily where I'm going to cut it. But I could if I wanted. I've got this little scrap piece to use for those steps. So now I can cut that off. And I'll just cut it off long. 68, 56. Double check my measurements. 68, 56. I think I'm just going to make it a little longer than that. And I don't have to make it perfect or anything. I always like to cut on the side where I can see the blade. Okay, so I'm just going to make it a little long. I can save this piece because I know that's for that wall section, right? I'll come back to that later. And so now I have this piece to deal with. And I'll take that back up there and kind of see how wide to make this so I can get a little piece and hold it up in there. Okay, when I measured that, I need at least 10 inches. If I put this straight edge up at the angle, I need at least 10 inches and maybe a little more. I'll go 10 1/4. And I measured it about 24 inches, and see I got 27 to the short side, and up here I'm going to have like 32. I'm going to have plenty. Okay, so 10 1/4, 10 1/4 here. Get my chalk line out again. Once I cut this, it's going to be a little trial and error once I get it in there and mark it. So since I want to see it, the line, I'm going to put it over on this side like this. This stuff is kind of slippery, isn't it? How am I going to do this? Well, I'll just cut it out here on that, making sure I don't hit those nails grief, where are they? Okay, I'm going to cut that now. And I just use my little knee pad. I should have long pants on, but you know, hey, I don't. So just to protect my knee, I just pour my pad. My battery's running out. Yep, look at that. That's the only bad thing about battery operated stuff. Lucky for me, I got another one charging right now. It's full, so I got to get that. I'll be right back. Now I can take this up here and see what I have to do to mark it. Now see, when I said 10 inches, I'm just making it that this angle is the straight one, and coming straight down to the tip of this is 9.5 inches. This one's 8.5. because this stair tread fits out further than this one. So my plywood's going to be 10.25, and I've got enough room to kind of hold it up there and see what sort of angle I got here and what I'm going to have to do. Boy, that's almost the right angle, a 45-degree angle to come down, to come all the way down there. So I can flip it around the other way, and see, I know that's not going to work, and I can flip it just the square way. Aha! I think I could make that work. Possibly. I've got to cut off a little bit because I want it to fit in there nice and tight. So see, I can mess around with that, and the smooth side facing out. Not that it really matters. I'm having the rough side on the inside. Okay. See how that gives me my lines, but I need to get it over further, and so I'm just gonna mark that. That's actually pretty close, but I'm gonna see if I can't make it a little better. So I know what I need to do from there up at an angle. I'm gonna take the saw to that and set it back up in there so that I can mark that thing. Okay? I'll be right back.